So beta, besides equity share, preference share, debenture and plucking back of profits, we are having another option for long-term finance, that is special financial institutions. In 1948, first such institution established in the country was Industrial Finance Corporation of India, IFCI. At present, the following financial institutions are working in India: Industrial Financial Corporation of India, IFCI; State Finance Corporation, SFC; then Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. This is the full form of ICICI. These full forms can be asked in the exam. Industrial Development Bank of India, IDBI; State Industrial Development Corporation, SIDC; Unit Trust of India, UTI; and Industrial Investment Bank of India, IIBI; Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC. These institutions are providing long-term finance to the companies. So first is Industrial Finance Corporation of India. It was established on July 1, 1948 under the Industrial Finance Corporation Act 1948. Its objectives. What were the objectives of this? To provide assistance for the balanced regional development of the country. They just want to do the balanced regional development of the country. They motivate new entrepreneurs to enter in the priority sector of the economy. They encourage the investments, to provide medium term and long term loans to big industrial units. They are providing loans to industries, to develop management education in the country. They have worked a lot for the development of management education. These were the objectives of IFCI. Then in 1951, State Finance Corporation was established, and its main objectives were to provide financial assistance to small scale and medium sized industrial units for growth and of regional industries. Their main aim was the development of small and medium sized industries. Then third institution, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India, ICICI. It was established on January 5, 1955. As a public limited company under the Companies Act, it provides assistance enterprises exclusively in the private sector. It is working in private sector, and its main objectives are to provide loans to private sector, to encourage the participation of foreign capital in the economy, to encourage private ownership of the industries. Their three main objectives were these. Then Vichai IDBI. It was established on 16th February 1976. It became independent of the RBI. The IDBI was converted into full-fledged commercial bank on October 1, 2004 and resumed as IDBI Bank. It was established to fulfill the following objectives: to coordinate the activities of other financial institutions. They are providing the task of coordination. To provide assistance to other financial institutions. They are helping the other financial institutions. To provide assistance to the industrial units directly. They are providing help to industrial units directly. To provide managerial and technical assistance to industries. These were the main objectives of IDBI. Then State Industrial Development Corporation. In India, many state governments have set up state industrial development corporations in their respective states. The objective of this different from one state to another. It depends upon state to state. Just they are providing industrial development. They are promoting the industrial development. UTI, it was established on 1st February 1964 under the Act was in Unit Trust of India Act 1963. It started functioning on 1st Feb 1964, and its main objectives were to mobilize the community's savings and channelize into productive use. They have mobilized the saving and channelized into productive ventures to ensure financial help to the industries and good incomes to the public. Then IIBI, Industrial Investment Bank of India, it was initially established as Industrial Reconstruction Corporation of India to work for rehabilitation of sick units. Those units which were not working properly, those are called sick units, and for their rehabilitation this was formed. It was renamed as Indian Reconstruction Bank of India in 1985. Again, its name was changed. Two times its name have been changed. Again in 1997, its name is Industrial Investment Bank of India. Main objectives were reorganize the share capital of sick units. The basic aim of IIBs were to help the sick units, those units who were not working properly, just they want to help them, improve the management system of sick units, and to provide finance at liberal terms. They were ready to give them finance on liberal terms. Last is bache your well known LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India. It was established in 1956 under the LIC Act 1956. After nationalizing 245 existing insurance companies, its main objective are as follows. LIC was formed on 1956, and the main objective was to mobilize the community's savings and make it available to industrial concerns. Whatever we are saving in insurance companies, they are collecting premium every year and they are investing that money into industries, just industrial development. The main objective is industrial development, and they are mobilizing our savings towards that. To provide direct loans to industrial units. They were providing loans, and to involve in underwriting activities. They were involved in underwriting activities to subscribe the shares and debentures. These were the main objectives of LIC. Then we are having another, that is public deposit. Public deposit is an important source of medium term and short term financial needs. Under it, a company raises loans from the public for a fixed period of time at a fixed rate of interest. Company raises loan from public. This is called public deposit. What are the main advantages of public deposit? It's a easy method. It is the easiest method of raising medium term and short term finance by a company. No need special procedures. No special procedures are to be followed by the company. Benefit of trading on equity. Company gets the benefit of trading on equity if the company is earning a large amount of profit, then after paying a limited amount to the interest, remainder profit is given to equity shareholders. Now, what is trading on equity? If we are using only equity share capital, the whole profit will be given to them as dividend. But if we are using equity less and some debt capital, we have taken some debentures also, so after giving interest, na lot of profit will be given to these shareholders because they are less in number. These shareholders are less in number. Total 10 lakh we have invested. If we have invested rupees 10 lakh as equity, their number of shareholders will be large. But if we are investing like 6 lakhs in equity and 4 lakhs in debt, so after giving interest to debenture holders, we will be having a lot of money for equity shareholders because equity shares are less in number. So benefit of trading on equity we can take. Then no dilution of control over shareholders. If less shareholders are issued, that means less people are having control in their hands. And no need of mortgage. In debenture, we have to mortgage our assets, and equity, we don't need to mortgage. And in case of public deposit, we don't need to mortgage anything. Okay. Now, what are the limitations of public deposit? Fair weather friend. A company can attract public deposit only when its financial positions is sound. At the time of depression, investors prefer depositing their funds in banks to public. deposit despite relatively low rate of interest. So it is a fair weather friend. It is available at low rate of interest. Unsecured nature. Public deposits are of unsecured nature. And unhealthy trend. Public deposit accounts for unhealthy trends in the capital market. For example, different companies offer different rate of interest for the same period. So it is unhealthy trend. Next one is bache commercial bank. If we need finance for short term, we can go to commercial banks like overdraft, cash credit, short term loans, and discounting of bill of exchange. What is overdraft? Customers who have current account with the bank are allowed to withdraw more money than lying in the account. If you are having rupees 10,000 in your account, but you have issued a check to someone for 12,000. Now, in normal conditions, it will be bounced. But if you will request to the bank, then bank will clear the check. That means 2,000 you have withdrawn over from your bank account. 10,000 you were having, you have withdrawn 12. That is 2,000 is overdraft. Cash credit. Under this facility, a bank grants the right to its customer to borrow money up to a certain limit against security. Any security they will ask, and against security they will give you cash. Short-term loans. A bank gives loans to its customer in one lump sum amount. This is for short term. Discounting of BR. If you have purchased something on credit and you have sold that thing on credit, what you will do? If you are A, you have purchased from B and sold to C. C, both the transactions were on credit. C will give you bill receivable as an evidence that he will give you money after 3 months, and you will pass on this to someone. This is endorsement, but sometimes you can discount it from the bank. Before 3 months, suppose the price was 10,000, the value of bill receivable was 10,000, you approached the bank and discounted from them at rupees 9,500 today. You will get 9,500. After 3 months, bank will get 10,000 from C. 500 is the income of bank and you got your instant money. This is discounting of bills receivable. Trade credit. So in business, credit facilities dominates in sales and purchase transactions. Credit purchase is a kind of short-term finance. If you don't have money, you can go for credit purchase. This is a short-term kind of finance. This topic is deleted from the